Shalom. We got to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. And a sincere salutation to all the Akim pushing this truth throughout the four winds of the earth, waking up the hopeful elect. Coming at you another lesson. Lord's wouldn't be edifying. Going back to the basics. There's always the milk scriptures that's important. The milk scriptures. Now, when you come into this truth, the most important thing is searching out the ways of our fathers. Okay? The righteous ways. Okay, like all the prophets of the Bible. Jeremiah, Isaiah, Ezekiel, Daniel, okay, Michael, Amos, Matthew, John, Paul, okay, Samuel, Moses, Noah. We must search out the ways of our fathers. Zechariah, okay, Joel. We must search out our forefathers, man. Jonah. That's the whole duty of this truth, man. To find righteousness, to seek your righteousness, to seek out the ways of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah. Okay, it's the basics. Searching out the ways of the Most High Yahweh and His Son Yahweh Shah. And our forefathers, okay? Because the Lord say, we are like filthy rags, man. Okay? Even trying to search out this truth, it's still like a filthy rag, man. So, you want to try to be humble as possible in this truth. Being diligent as possible in this truth. Okay? Not trying to be acting like you're above the next man. It's about being humble. As I read in Job 25 in my last lesson, that we are like worms of the earth, man. Okay, we the lowest of the low. But we must search out the ways of our forefathers, man. That's how we get our righteousness. Because we all out of order. We all out of line. We all are destroyed through the philosophies, the doctrines, the wicked decrees, okay, the coverings of Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. This is Job chapter 8, verse 8. It reads, "For inquire, I pray thee, of the former age, and prepare thyself to search of their fathers." Meaning our righteous fathers, okay? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Okay? Yahweh Shah. Search out these righteous ways. Verse 9. For we are but of yesterday and know nothing, because our days upon earth are a shadow. Shall not they teach thee? Talking about our fathers. Shall not they teach thee and tell thee and utter words out of their heart? The words of these scriptures, okay, this Bible, these are words that was uttered out of their heart through the spirit of Yahweh and Yahweh Shah. That's why I tell you in 2 Peter chapter 1, 20 and 21, that holy men wrote these scriptures. Okay, they was moved by the Holy Ghost. Okay, by Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shah. So, Job chapter 8, verse 10 says, shall not they teach thee and tell thee and utter words out of their heart? Yes, man. Okay, this truth. Isaiah 34:16 say, seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. No, not one of these will fail. Not one of these prophecies shall fail. Not one. They all come to pass. Okay, everything that's happening over the world is in these scriptures. Just like the fires, you got fires in Norway and Greece. Okay, you got fires in British. You got fires in United Kingdom. Fires in California. Okay, Taiwan. Hey man, them prophecies, the Lord say, tell you in Luke chapter 12:49, he come to send fire on earth, man. What will he if it be already kindled? And they already kindled, man. That's a prophecy. Okay? The same thing like it tell you in Isaiah 34:16. Not one of these shall fail. Not one of these prophets shall fail, man. Okay, we had the red moons, the sun being the total solar eclipse. That's prophecy, man. That's in Matthew and Joel and Acts, man. About the sun being darkened. Okay, about the blood moons, the earthquakes, okay, the storms, the floods. That's all prophecy. That's in the scriptures. So it's been happening. So we know this Bible is truth, all truth, faithful and true. So our job is to search out the ways of our fathers, okay? Our job is to search out the ways of our fathers. This is Jeremiah chapter 6, verse 16. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, stand ye in the ways and see, and ask for the old paths, okay, which is searching out our fathers, the old ways, okay, our ancient ways, man. Where is the good way? And walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. So when you search out the righteous ways, how we really supposed to be, how we supposed to act, walk, okay, how we supposed to uphold ourselves in all righteousness, being faithful and true. He say, and they say we will not walk therein. So you got 2/3 ain't gonna walk therein, man. They just wanna stay doing wickedness. They wanna keep following the ways of this world, man. Okay, that's 1 John 2:15, man. The lust of this world, man. We don't supposed to be trying to walk after the lust of this world. Okay? Trying to keep up with the Jones. That's another term, keeping up with the Jones, man. Lust not of this world, man. The things of this world. So, reading this again, Jeremiah 6:16, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, stand ye in the ways and see, and ask for the old paths, where is the good way, and walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. Okay? When you come into this truth, and you be diligently in this truth, you shall find rest for your souls. Precept to that is Hebrews chapter 4, verse 11. And it reads, let us labor, therefore, to enter into that rest. What rest? This truth, man. Ultimately, the kingdom of heaven. Okay? It say, let us labor, therefore, to enter into that rest, lest any man fall after the same example of unbelief. Hey, and that's the 2/3, man. They gonna fall after that same example of unbelief. That's why Yahweh say he destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. Too big an example. So we'll know how not to be in this time, man. But you still got the 2/3, still want to follow the same ways. You got all this information going out, okay? This is the information age. You still got people talking about the Edomites, the so-called white people, not the Edomites. Okay, the Esau is Japhet. Okay, Mary was a virgin. Okay, with a miraculous conception. We the Africans. Okay? It's too much information, man, to not know the truth. This is the information age. It's too much information on the internet, okay, on Google, YouTube, to not seek out the truth, man. Okay, about history, about the transatlantic slave trade, about the 12 tribes of Israel being so-called Negroes, so-called Hispanics, and so-called Native Americans. It's too much information, man, not to know these things. But our people want to walk on in the darkness, man. Okay? They want to stay under that covering of Esau, Edom, the so-called white race. That they have covered the whole world. Telling you that you African Americans, okay? That you colors or blacks and Negroes. You don't want to learn the truth. That's the wickedness of 2/3. When we come into this truth, the elect, Lord's willing, we supposed to search out the ways of our fathers, man. The righteous ways. The Lord say, turn from your wicked ways, man, and he will pardon you. Okay, that's Isaiah chapter 55, verse 6 and 7. Seek ye the Lord while he may be found, man. He said he will abundantly pardon you, man, if you turn from your wicked ways. And this is what the wicked say. But they say we would not walk therein. And I set watchmen over you, saying, hearken to the sound of the trumpet, which is his men out in the highways and byways, every week teaching, and on the unicorn, man, on the internet. But they say we would not hearken. Okay? The Lord telling you right here, man. Read this again. This is Jeremiah chapter 6, verse 17. And I set watchmen over you, meaning the prophets, the seers, okay, to teach you the knowledge, the truth, saying, hearken to the sound of the trumpet. And this is what we telling people every day, okay, on the unicorn, which is the internet, and on the highways and byways every weekend. But they say we will not hearken. They telling the Lord, no, we don't want to hear that. We ain't trying to hear that. That's why 2/3 of our people are going to be destroyed. And mostly of those are women. Because they want to be in their own ruler. They want to be their own power seat. They want to rule. They want to be head of the house. Okay? So most of them 2/3 is going to be women. Now, we supposed to be searching out the ways, the old ways, man, the old paths. Okay? And walk in them, man. But they don't want to hear it. Then you got men on the street corners teaching you, man, in the highways and byways in the chief places of the city, man. They don't want to hear it. Okay? The Lord said he set up watchmen over you. This is Isaiah 58, verse 1. It reads, cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, like I just read in Jeremiah 6 and 17. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgressions, and the house of Jacob their sins, and show the house of Yashar'Allah their sins. Ye that seek me daily and delight to know thy ways. See, I just read that in Jeremiah 6 and 16. Okay, search out the old paths, man, and walk therein. Job 8 and 8 say, search out the ways of thy fathers, man. This is what Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh saying. Isaiah 58 verse 2. Ye that seek me daily, okay? And we know who seek him daily, the 1/3 is. Ye that seek me daily and delight to know my ways, as a nation that did righteousness. He said, as a nation that did righteousness, meaning of the old times, okay? You had the righteous back then, and you had the wicked. And forsook not the ordinance of their power. They asked of me the ordinance of justice. They take delight in approaching to power. Okay? Hey man, that is beautiful. Ye that seek me daily and delight to know my ways, as a nation that did righteousness. Okay? because we was the 1/3 was in righteousness, man. Always. It's been the 2/3 that's always been wicked. See, they let me predestined from the beginning. So they're gonna always be righteous. They was always seeking the ways of the Lord. And forsook not the ordinance of their power. They asked of me the ordinance of justice. They take delight in approaching to power. Okay? The righteous ways, man. Seeking the righteous ways of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. And this is Isaiah 48 and verse 17. And it reads, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel, I am the Lord Yahweh thy power, which teacheth thee to profit, which leadeth thee by the way that thou shouldest go. Okay? And me just reading that precept just came to mind. That's beautiful. A precept just came to mind with me reading that. He said he will leadeth thee the way thou shouldst go. This is Proverbs chapter 20 and verse 24. The Spirit hit me to just bring this out. It wasn't even in my lesson. It's Proverbs chapter 20 verse 24. Read this again. Isaiah 48 verse 17. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. And we know the Redeemer is Yahweh Shah. That's why we say, when they say, thus saith the Lord, we always say Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. Because they go hand in hand together, the Father and the Son, the Redeemer. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel, I am the Lord, thy power, which teacheth thee to profit, which leadeth thee by the way that thou shouldest go. We know we are controlled by the Most High Yahweh and Yahweh Shah. Okay? This is Proverbs chapter 20, verse 24. Man goings are of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. How can a man then understand his own way? Okay, Proverbs 20:24 say, man goings are of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way? You can't. Because he just told you in Isaiah 45 and 17, Isaiah 48 and 17, by the way that thou shouldest go. He say, he will lead us by the way which we should go. Man goings are of the Lord. Okay? Proverbs 3 and 5 say, lean not unto thy own understanding, but trust in the Lord. Okay? So, we know, and what's the way that he lead his elect men? The old paths of righteousness, man. The old ways. Okay? Search out the ways of your fathers, man. Search out the old paths and walk therein. Now this is Isaiah 62 and verse 6, and it reads, I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem. Jerusalem is all 12 tribes of Israel, which shall never hold a peace day nor night. Ye that make mention of the Lord Yahweh, keep not silent. Okay? So, the elect men will continually to push this truth. On the highways and byways every Friday and Saturday, and on the unicorn, which is the internet, every day. Okay? I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem. Watchmen are the prophets, the seers, okay, the teachers, the righteous teachers, not these T.D. Jakes and Creflo Dollars and these Geo Jennings and all these other false prophets, man. Okay, who teach for hire, man, for money, for reward. I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day nor night. Ye that make mention of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, keep not silent. And we don't keep silent. And give him no rest till he establish, until he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth. And that's happening now, man, because he's raising up his elect. Okay? He's raising up his elect, man. As a matter of fact, A precept to that. Isaiah 44 and verse 3. And it reads, For I will pour water upon him that is thirsty for the knowledge, the wisdom, not the understanding, and flood upon the dry ground. I will pour my spirit upon thy seed, talking about the nation of Israel, the elect, and my blessings upon thy offspring, and they shall spring up as among the grass, as willows by the watercourses. Okay? So Israel shall spring up and do what? And give him no rest till he establish, until he make Jerusalem praise in the earth. So we got to bring this truth out every day, all day. Milk and meat. From the Old Testament to the New Testament. Okay? This truth. This is 2 Corinthians. 2 Corinthians chapter 5. And I'm going to start at verse 9. And it reads, Wherefore we labor. Okay, we labor. Not talking about working for Esau, Edom. Talking about laboring in this truth. Wherefore we labor that whether present or absent, we may be accepted of him. Of him who? Yahweh. Okay? And Yahushua. For we must all appear before the judgment seat of Hamashiach, that every one may receive the things done in his body according to that he hath done, whether it be good or bad. Knowing therefore the terror of the Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua, we persuade men. Okay? So we supposed to be out there teaching. Okay? Once you learn these scriptures, understand these scriptures, you're supposed to be teaching. Because the whole duty is to persuade men to come back to the old ways. Okay? To search out the ways of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua. To search out the ways of Moses and Noah, man. Okay? And Elijah. This is our duty, man. To search out the old paths, man. And live in righteousness, man. He said, wherefore we labor. That's why I brought out Hebrews. Hebrews chapter 4, verse 11. Let us labor, therefore, to enter into that rest. And that's talking about the kingdom, man. Okay? So we can get to the kingdom, man. By doing what? Persuading men to come back to this truth, man. That's that labor we're supposed to be doing, man. Luke 9:62 say, you're supposed to take your hand off the plow, man. If you take your hand off the plow, man, you're not fit for the kingdom, man. Okay? So you're supposed to keep your hand on the plow, man, and do the work. Matthew 24, verse 14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations. And then shall the end come. Now you got people talking about, why y'all always talk to the Edomites? We know they can't get understanding. You know, they the wicked. The Lord say prophesy to all countries, man. To all nations. Okay? It don't matter who they is. Whether it's the 2/3 of Israel that's going to be destroyed, or it's all the other 17 heathen nations. The word put to go out to all nations. And it don't matter who it is, man. They must hear the whole duty, the whole conclusion, man. Now, this is verse 13. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. Now you got these Jesus freaks. That's what I call them. These Jesus freaks. Okay? These fake Christians on the street corners, or coming up on the comment board, or whatever they at, talking about they already saved. How are you already saved? No one is saved, man. No one is saved. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. The same shall be saved. No one is saved until you are in those chariots. That's when you saved. Okay? 1 Peter 4:18 say, the righteous shall scarcely be saved. So how are you already saved right now if the righteous shall scarcely be saved? So that's a cut to these Jesus freaks, man. These religious Christians, man. They don't understand these scriptures. No one is saved. We labor to enter into that rest, man. I just read in Hebrews 4:11. We labor to enter into that rest. Enter into what rest? Into those chariots, man. To get salvation. Okay? Matter of fact, I'm going to read that. It's Revelation chapter 11, verse 12. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying, Come. And they heard a voice from heaven saying unto them, Come up hither. And they ascended up into heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. So until you hear that voice telling you to come up hither and enter into that chamber, okay, enter into that chariot, man, you are not saved. That's why we trying to wake up these lost sheep of the house of Israel. Now this is Matthew chapter 28, verse 19, and it reads, Go ye therefore and teach all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, Yahweh, and of the Son, Yahushua, and of the Holy Ghost, which is the Rekah Kodash, the Holy Spirit, man. Teaching them to observe all things whatsoever I have commanded you. And lo, I am with you always, even unto the end of the world. Amen. So, he said, go teach all nations, man. So you supposed to let all nations know their judgment, what's going to happen to them. 2/3 of Israel and these 17 heathen nations must know their judgment. Okay, this is the whole dude. He say, teaching them to observe all things whatsoever I command you. Meaning, search out the ways of old, man. Okay? Search out the old paths and walk therein. Trying your best to keep the laws. Okay? Trying your best to keep the dietary laws. Which it shouldn't be hard to keep the dietary laws. Okay? Trying your best to keep up with the Sabbath according to the new moon. Because it changed on different days. Every month it's a different day. Okay? Trying your best. Just trying your best to keep the law to the best of your ability, man. Searching out the old ways, man. The old paths. It's not that hard, man. Okay? It's not that hard to follow the ways of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. That's why Paul say this. This is Corinthians, 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 1. Be ye followers of me, even as I also am of Hamashiach. Okay? Verse 2. Now I praise you, brethren, that ye remember me in all things. Paul said, remember me in all things. Because Paul walked the same way as Yahushua walked, man. Okay? To his best ability, man. 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 1. Be ye followers of me, even as I also am of Hamashiach. Now I praise you, brethren, that ye remember me in all things, and keep the ordinances as I delivered them to you. Okay? Hey, man. So, letting you know, man. Be ye followers of Yahweh Shah, man. Trying to follow the Lord to the best of your ability, man. Because Yahweh Shah say this, man, in Matthew, man. I'm going to read this. This is Matthew chapter 10 and 38. And he that taketh not his cross and follow after me is not worthy of me. Okay? So if you ain't trying to seek out the ways of old man, the old paths, and walk therein in righteousness, if you don't pick up your cross and tote it daily, man, Yahweh Shah, this is in the red in Matthew 10:38. He said, if you don't pick up your cross and follow after him, you are not worthy of him, man. It's nothing else left after that, man. That's a cut, man. If you ain't doing that, you basically might well kill yourself. Because you are going to be destroyed, man. You going to come back in the kingdom. But hey, you trying to get that first resurrection, man. Okay? Hey, so with that, the Lord's willing, someone was edifying. For just one person, I want to say all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rekah, Quarash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. And a sincere salutation to all the Akim pushing this truth throughout the four winds of the earth, waking up the hopeful elect. Shalom.